first, we take off with news out of Walmart. And
that is right, Chris. According to CNBC, Walmart will open 4 new fulfillment centers over the next 3 years that the company says will let it pack and ship orders in 1 day or 2 days. And the first one will open this summer in Joliet, Illinois, about 40 miles southwest of Chicago. So instead of employees, I found this note really interesting.
Yeah,
instead of employees walking an average of 9 miles a day, that's the average for those warehouse employees that are manually packing and picking orders. They will have new automated systems that will retrieve items from expanded storage space and then shuttle it to the area where an employee will pack and pick or pack the box. And it will be custom made to fit the order.
Yeah, that was super cool. Yeah, I like that part.
Chad, we're going to go to you first on this one. Give us your thoughts on cutting the travel time from 9 miles down to seemingly 1, maybe? I don't know. A few blocks.
Zero.
No more 5Ks happening. So that's just to get orders packed and picked.
First one's in your neck of the woods too, I believe, Chad. Joliet, Illinois.
Yeah, Joliet, not too far away from where I am in the Chicago area. I mean, giddy up. Like that number was astounding, right? Mm-hmm. Like it was crazy. Yeah, I mean, listen, online's rising. Walmart obviously has the scale, and in a margin pressured steady state environment that we have, right? Let alone nowadays with inflation, like retailers need to continually look for ways to address costs. Fulfillment's a huge cost center, and we're finding more and more retailers doing that with micro fulfillment centers. It's a way to operationalize both the omni-channel shopping experience as well as address these margin pressures. So Kroger and Ocado, Wakefern, and another one of your sponsors, Takeoff. So yeah, get Walmart on board. Little kind of side anecdote here. So a team of A&M CRG consultants recently visited an auto store MFC recently. So Ahold Delhaize is beginning to incorporate these guys. So we've seen this kind of automated micro fulfillment on the ground happening. Actually, we just published a paper on it last week, which quick plug, loyal listener, you can find both on our website as well as the OmniTalk blog site and our CRG repository. So I'm a company man. But listen, lots of great facts in there, and you can see why Walmart's going this path and others. We found out in this visit, for grocery items, you're talking about operating over 430% faster than manual picking, and reducing the cost of omni-channel orders by $7 to $10 per grocery order on average. Like, it's huge. So if you can afford the capital outlay, which Walmart clearly can, then, make it happen. So, for everyone else, decision's not as easy. But, if you cement your omni-channel strategy and, are prepared to make the investments, it makes sense. And I think we'll see more of it.
Yeah. Those are great stats to pull too, Chad. I think that's really important for people to understand. So check out that review that A&M did, because it's important to understand just how this works. So I think a lot of people are still pushing this off, like Chad's saying, because of the upfront investment, and it's not, it makes sense in the long run when you start to see numbers and changes like what Chad outlined earlier. Like that's huge for going in all in on one of these centers.
Yeah, and the other thing I'd add too, just as a point of clarification, these are the big centers, right? These are the big automated centers that are a little separate from the micro fulfillment discussion. But I think it's an important angle to the discussion. I'm glad, Chad, you brought it up. I was actually going to ask you about the reports. I'm glad you guys did. Is something I learned at Shop Talk, which I'd never thought about, and Tim Steiner at Avocado, who Chad also mentioned, opened the show.
Yeah.
And he made a really good point. And I talked about it in some of our live streams too, that, he said the aha for them, because they always kind of shun the micro fulfillment center, but the aha for them was that actually the large scale micro fulfillment center, similar to what they're doing with Kroger, with then going to the smaller centers, is actually a necessary precursor in his mind to get the efficiencies in the smaller centers later.
Right.
Which I think is a really interesting point. And if that's how Walmart's thinking of this as step 1A to then step 1B, I think it's brilliant. And because, they've said they're going to do the micro fulfillment, but for some reason they've been slow. Maybe this is the reason why.
Right.
And if that's the case, I think that's a really important angle here. And the technology is super cool. Like Canop's a part of this technology. I think the piece about, fitting the box to the actual order is huge when you think about sustainability, which is also a theme out of Shop Talk. But Truett, you got anything to add here? First timer?
I think Chad well covered it. I mean, the only thing is, I think, obviously Walmart really pushes for innovation and logistics, and keeping Amazon in mind as obviously as kind of their North Star in terms of how to stay competitive. And so you'll likely see more of this. I think Amazon is another topic, which is interesting that we had both on the docket today. But I would just expect more of this.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, seems like a good move. Yeah, seems like resolutely we applaud Walmart, which is not a typical thing we've done on this show of late. So that's good.
But definitely one of the themes of Shop Talk Europe that you mentioned, Chris. I mean, it wasn't just Ocado there. It's most of the retailers, especially grocery retailers in Europe, who are starting to really dive deep into this. It was one of the key themes coming out of that conference. Especially when you start to look at how those trends trickle down and make their way into the US. So I think kudos here to Walmart, as you said.